Our top story, all the safety checks are complete. The spacecraft is locked and loaded, and in just a few hours from now, Chandrayaan 3 will take off from the Satish Dhawan Space Center in Sriharikota. The spacecraft is scheduled to take off at 2:35 this afternoon. It's a moment that India has been waiting for 4 years now. India's third mission to the moon aims to achieve the impossible, what its predecessor couldn't, to demonstrate ISRO's ability to complete a soft landing on the lunar surface. The 3,900 kg spacecraft consists of a lander Vikram, a rover Pragyan, and a rocket Bahubali. In fact, the landing is scheduled on August 23rd, 24th and can only happen if the sun rises on the moon. And after 42 days, if all goes well, Chandrayaan 3 will make a landing on moon's south pole, where no spacecraft has ever gone before. And with a successful soft landing, India will make it to the elite club by becoming the fourth country to achieve this feat after the United States, Russia and China. All right, let's go across to Dharani for more. Dharani, just a few hours to go finally for the launch of Chandrayaan 3.
At 2:35 p.m. today, Chandrayaan 3 will be launched into the space from the Satish Dhawan Space Center here in Sriharikota. In fact, right now, I'm standing here in Sriharikota, and this is where the launch is going to take place. Remember, this is India's third lunar mission and second attempt to make a soft landing on the moon. In 2008, Chandrayaan 1 was launched, and it made a very important discovery. It discovered water molecules on the surface of the moon, and it was a very important, thing for all of the humankind. And then in 2019, we launched Chandrayaan 2, but unfortunately, during the landing, the lander deviated from its original trajectory, and there was a partial failure of the mission. But this time, this will be our third, lunar mission, and it will be our second attempt to make a soft landing, on the lunar surface. And as I told, at 2:35 p.m. this launch will happen from the Satish Dhawan Space Center here in Sriharikota. It will take almost 40 days for Chandrayaan 3 to reach the moon. So if we as we are doing the launch today, Chandrayaan 3 is expected to land on the moon by August 23 or 24, or after almost 40 days. And Chandrayaan 3 will be carrying a lander named Vikram and a rover named Pragyan with it to the moon. So talking about the lander, the lander's legs have been made more robust this time, and unlike Chandrayaan 2, which had 5 engines, Chandrayaan 3 will only have 4 engines, and it will make it more stable. And we're also given to understand that a rigorous testing of both the software and the hardware has been made by ISRO, and ISRO chairman Somnath has told that this new mission has been designed in such a way that even if there are some failures, technical failures, the mission will still be a success, and they will ensure a successful soft landing, because this time ISRO is completely focusing on the successful soft landing, because last time with Chandrayaan 2 the only problem we had was with landing. Except for the landing part, every other area, every other aspect was done perfectly. Only the landing was bad, and we crash landed on the moon's surface. So this time ISRO has done everything from their power to make sure we do a soft landing on the lunar surface. So of course, if we do this soft landing, if this mission becomes a success, then India will enter an elite club of nations that have achieved this feat. So far, only 3 nations, that is China, Russia and the USA, they've been able to make a soft landing on the moon. So if India, if India's Chandrayaan 3 mission becomes a success, then this will make us the fourth, nation in the entire world to achieve this major feat. So this is definitely going to be a major mission, not only for ISRO but for the whole of India. Talking about the lander and the rover, they'll be having a lifetime of 1 lunar day, which is equivalent to 14 Earth days, and they'll be, performing a lot of quantitative and qualitative, chemical and chemical analysis, on the south pole of the lunar surface. In fact, this mission is having 3 important objectives. The main 3 important objectives, of Chandrayaan 3 mission is that, first of all, to make a safe and a soft landing on the lunar surface. That's the main objective here. ISRO is trying as much as possible to make this soft landing, because as I told earlier, last time with Chandrayaan 2, that was the only mistake we did. We were not able to make a soft, landing. We crashed on the lunar surface. So this time they have, put all their effort in. They have put all their minds in to make a safe and soft landing on the lunar lunar surface, and that will be our first and primary objective. And the second objective is to demonstrate the roving capabilities of the rover. This rover, as I told, is called Pragyan, and this rover, this will row through the lunar surface, and it will perform several
Absolutely, Dharini. Final countdown for India's moon mission liftoff. Thanks very much for joining us with all those updates. All right, we'll now listen into some reactions which are coming in.
Our very strong rocket, big rocket, LVM-3, in its fourth continuous flight mission M4 is going to launch Chandrayaan-3. So Chandrayaan-3 will start its journey after the launch tomorrow. So it will reach around Earth, then it will travel towards Moon slowly over the next 1 month. Then we are hoping that everything is all right. Then it will reach and land on the Moon on August 23rd onwards, any day.
It's going to be a game changer. I'm assuming and I hope that it will be a successful mission. Because whatever is the problem in Chandrayaan-2, actually we are correcting the whole thing through a failure. From the failure we have understood. But then what I hope is afterwards this could make some kind of an inspiration to the entire country. I'm happy to note that the entire country is now anxiously waiting for this launch. That is something interesting.
It's going to be a historic launch, the launch of Chandrayaan-3 from Sriharikota launch station. And I'm sure this is going to herald India's quantum leap in the global arena. India has already reached a pedestal as far as its scientific and technological capabilities are concerned. We had a very rich success story as far as the COVID vaccine is concerned, and now this Chandrayaan-3 is going to reiterate India's indigenous capabilities and also firmly place India as an important global player to reckon with.